What do you get in Nigeria's quarterly meeting of all capital market professionals, institutions, other stakeholders, together with the Securities and Exchange Commission, which was held on Thursday? Today, the head of the Securities Market Regulator, Lamido Yuguda, spoke to the media about the meeting. He also answered questions around the revised market master plan, the enforcement against Ponzi schemes, and review of the Investment and Securities Act. Let's listen.
Then the state of the review of ISA, the Investment and Securities Act, at the National Assembly, the Commission has been working really with the National Assembly, on this, and this has already passed the second reading at the House of Representatives, and the House is currently on recess, and we expect once the House resumes that the other processes that are required in terms of a public hearing and other things will actually be done, quite quickly. So we appreciate the support, of the relevant committees of the National Assembly and the entire leadership of the National Assembly in this process, and we expect to have the ISA actually revised and reenacted, into a new, act, possibly by the end of this year. What further action does the Commission taking in discouraging Ponzi schemes? Commission has actually been fighting a very serious war against Ponzi schemes. We have been alerting people. We have said that you should only deal with registered operators that have registration of the Commission. Okay, we have this list on our website. We have always said if you go to an operator or an operator approaches you, you must confirm that this operator is actually a licensed operator, in the Commission. We have, our numbers, how to reach us. We have our offices, in the zonal centers. And we have, done a lot of sensitization in terms of seminars, in terms of webinars, all trying to discourage people from going to Ponzi schemes. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people continue to patronize these Ponzi schemes. We have had cases that have been reported to us. Our enforcement department and our police unit have been really on many of these cases, trying to resolve the issue of investment that have been lost. I think I want to use this opportunity to say that it is not really very difficult to recognize a Ponzi scheme. And the people who go to a Ponzi scheme many of them are probably aware that there's a certain type of risk that they are taking. Because when somebody tells you that I will pay you 10% per month on your investments, so that means if you invest ₦1 million, every month you will get 10%, which is 100,000. Now, if you see something like this, then it's probably, too good to be true. Because if you compound the annual rate of return, you'll find that it is way higher than what any decent investment, can actually give you. Now, there are people who think that, let me be among the first people to go in and probably go out before it collapses. But you may be taking a huge risk because you do not know whether you are the first. Maybe you are the number 1,000, and maybe it is your own money that will actually get, trapped. So I think it is really very important for our investors to really understand the telltale signs, of a Ponzi scheme, and to alert the Commission if they really need to have some clarity. We have contact numbers. You don't have to come to us. You can actually send us a WhatsApp, an email, or you can just walk into any of our offices that are close, to you. We have been working with other agencies, of the government in terms of really reducing the access of Ponzi schemes to the advertising platforms that we have, whether it is on the internet, okay, whether it is in print media or in electronic media, the radio and television, okay. This is really very, very important because Ponzi schemes are really a cancer on the capital market. A lot of money has been lost, and I think it is really unacceptable that we continue to have these kinds of, investment losses by people. Enlightenment, to the street. This is a very good question, and we actually have been working with various bodies, to really make sure that our message gets to the streets. I know that we are, on the board of the Advertising Practitioners, Council. We are on, the council because we thought that, we should bring to the council, the concerns, of the capital market, because of this issue of Ponzi schemes. We have recently signed, an understanding with the Lagos State Signage Authority in terms of having billboards actually at very, very strategic locations, in Lagos State, warning our citizens, about the ills, and the risks and the dangers of Ponzi schemes. So I think these are really things that we are doing, and we will continue to fund across the entire length and breadth of this country, working with various state governments, okay, and local governments, okay, and different agencies of government, okay, and also even non-governmental organizations to ensure that this message really gets to the nooks and crannies of our country, because this is really something that is depriving a lot of households of hard-earned, money, okay, money that could be used for a lot, of other meaningful activities and needs, are now really surrendered to fraudsters, essentially, okay. But when they come to you, trying to convince you, they actually come in the form of, very honest people, giving you all sorts of promises in terms of financial return. But then once they get your money, the story, begins to change. In terms of the synergies between the Commission and law enforcement, on the fight against Ponzi schemes, I can tell you that there is really very good synergy and harmony between us and law enforcement. You should know that the SEC, has a detachment, of the Nigerian police, really, working, directly with the SEC on capital market, matters, including Ponzi schemes. And we have good collaboration with the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, the EFCC, okay, especially on the fight, against money laundering and Ponzi schemes. So this collaboration between us is really very strong, and we are always talking between ourselves. We are actually expanding this, to other organizations that have control over our airwaves and our, internet system, because you still see a lot of advertising of Ponzi schemes, on this. So I think the answer to your question is we have a very strong collaboration, and we're actually, engaging continuously with these agencies because they have the same objective as we have, which is to really eliminate completely all Ponzi schemes, operations, in our market. These are really familiarization visits. Okay, the different capital market regulators face challenges in their own markets, and they read and are aware of what other regulators are doing in their respective markets, and they organize these visits so that they can come, learn from what we are doing, and see how they can apply these lessons to their own domestic markets. So we have had the Ghanaians, the Securities and Exchange Commission of Ghana, and also the Zimbabwe regulator. They've been here, and typically when they come with quite a number of people representing different parts of their operations, so that they can really learn, from us. And we also do these kinds of visits to other regulators, so that we also learn from them. So this is really a very normal, kind of engagement.